After 50, small daily habits make the biggest difference, more than strict diets or crazy workouts. If you've been waking up tired, worrying about shrinking energy, or feeling like confidence slipped away, you're not alone, and you absolutely can turn that around. Imagine waking up with steady energy, moving without hesitation, and feeling proud of the woman in the mirror. That's what proven, simple daily practices can do. In the next few minutes, first I'll share easy steps used by real women, like Maria, 58, who regained stamina with 2 20-minute strength sessions a week, and Joe, 52, who swapped a heavy carb breakfast for a protein-rich smoothie and now has more focus all morning. No extreme plans, just practical habits you can keep. We'll cover the essentials. A 10 to 15-minute morning movement to wake up joints and mood. A protein-forward breakfast to balance hormones. 2 short strength workouts weekly to rebuild lean muscle. Hydration and sleep rituals that actually work. Plus a quick mindset practice, 5 minutes of journaling or a power affirmation to rebuild confidence. First, I'll explain exactly how to do each one, why it helps after 50, and give simple alternatives if you have aches or a busy schedule. Putting these into your life is easier than you think. Start with one tiny habit, walk after dinner, add protein to breakfast, or set a bedtime wind-down alarm, and build from there. Pair a strength move with your favorite show, invite a friend to walk, or keep a small gratitude journal by your bed. Little wins stack into visible change. Stay with me to the end, and first I'll give you a 7-day starter plan you can use tomorrow, plus quick tips to customize it for your body and your day. You've handled big changes in life. This is just another one you can own, step by step. Ready to feel like yourself again? 1. Loss of confidence and vitality. Many women feel after 50 hormonal shifts, sleep disruption, and life transitions often converge to make many women feel less energetic and less sure of themselves after 50. Those changes aren't all in your head. Declining estrogen, shifts in thyroid function for some, loss of muscle mass, and fragmented sleep all produce real physical sensations: fatigue, slower recovery, changes in body shape, and lower libido. At the same time, external pressures, caring for aging parents, navigating career pivots, or adjusting to an empty nest, can chip away at the confidence that used to come easily. For many, the problem shows up as small daily defeats: avoiding mirrors, skipping social invites, or hesitating to go after a promotion. Mood can be affected too. Nights of broken sleep make decisions harder. A body that feels unfamiliar can erode self-image. Practical obstacles add up. A woman who once felt energetic enough to lead a team and keep a busy home might now notice her legs tire faster during walks, or that clothes fit differently. That combination of physical feedback and shifting roles creates a believable, painful slump in both vitality and self-trust. There are concrete, manageable responses that restore momentum. Start with movement that builds strength and confidence. 2 sessions a week of resistance work, bodyweight squats, lunges, push-ups, or light weights, preserves muscle and improves balance. Add short bursts of cardiovascular activity, such as brisk 20 to 30-minute walks or cycling, to lift mood and boost energy. Prioritize sleep hygiene, a cool, dark room, consistent wake and sleep times, and avoiding heavy screens before bed will help reduce that foggy feeling. Nutrition matters too. Aim for protein at each meal to support muscle maintenance, and include iron and calcium-rich foods to counter common deficiencies. These steps aren't drastic. They are small, evidence-aligned habits that add up. Mindset and social habits are equally vital. Keep a short daily list of 3 attainable wins. They can be as simple as drinking a full glass of water, calling a friend, or doing 10 minutes of stretching. Celebrate those wins. Reconnecting socially combats isolation and reinforces identity beyond roles like caregiver or employee. Try a real-life tweak. Swap 1 hour of evening TV for a 30-minute beginner strength session and a 30-minute call with a friend once or twice a week. Short-term discomfort in building a routine is normal. Over weeks, energy returns, and so does confidence. Practical integration matters more than perfect discipline. Anchor new practices to existing routines. After your morning coffee, do 2 sets of squats. Before dinner, take a walk. After brushing teeth, write 1 sentence of gratitude. Use a calendar reminder or a post-it on the bathroom mirror. A typical mini plan might look like this: a protein-rich breakfast, a 20-minute mid-morning walk, a 20-minute strength circuit on 2 alternate days, and a wind-down routine for sleep. Small, consistent actions produce visible changes. Clothes feel better, steps feel easier, and decisions feel clearer. Real examples help make this believable. Sarah, who stopped exercising after her children left home, began with 3 10-minute walks each week and added light resistance twice weekly. Within a month, she reported less joint stiffness and a surge in confidence to apply for a part-time role she had hesitated about. Another woman rebalanced her evenings, trading late-night scrolling for a short yoga session and a phone call with a friend. Sleep improved, and the fog lifted enough for her to re-engage with a community art class she loved. You don't have to overhaul your life overnight. Pick one small, concrete step today: a 10-minute walk, an extra serving of protein, or a 5-minute bedtime routine, and commit to repeating it for a week. Track it. Notice how your body responds. If you have medical concerns, check with your healthcare provider before starting new exercise or major dietary changes. Taking modest, steady actions rebuilds both vitality and self-assurance, one practical choice at a time. 2. Mindset shifts that restore inner strength. The brain keeps adapting across adulthood, so shifting how you think really can change how you feel and how you act. Many women over 50 face shrinking time for themselves, caregiving demands, changes in work or health, and the quiet pressure that comes with shifting roles. It wears on confidence. Small, persistent ways of thinking, like blaming yourself for every misstep or assuming you're behind, compound over time. This is the problem. Habitual negative thinking drains energy and narrows choices. The solution starts with a few mindset pivots that restore inner strength. Move from self-judgment to self-compassion, from fixed limits to a growth stance, from diffuse responsibility to clear boundaries, and from vague goals to purpose-driven, manageable actions. Self-compassion is not indulgence. It's the recognition that being human includes setbacks. Growth mindset means treating skills and habits as learnable rather than fixed traits. Boundary setting protects energy so you can invest in what matters. Purpose-focused choices anchor daily routines and meaning. These shifts are practical, not theoretical. Put them into practice with simple, concrete steps. Begin each morning with a brief mental reset. Name one realistic goal. First, we'll finish one important email. State one compassion phrase. First, I'm doing what first can with what first have. And list a single thing you're choosing to protect today. Use a 30-second cognitive check when negative thoughts appear. Notice the thought. Label its tone, self-critical. Ask if it's fact or interpretation, and replace it with a balanced alternative. For example, swap "first always mess up" with "first have handled difficult things before and can try a different approach now." Try a boundary script. You can say calmly, "First can't take that on right now, but first can help on 10th day." Short, clear, effective. And keep a tiny wins log, 3 lines in a notebook where you write one success each evening. It rewires attention toward progress. Real lifestyle examples help these practices stick. A woman juggling part-time work and caregiving might reclaim 10 minutes at lunch for a walk and a breathing pause, using it as a reset rather than squeezing in another task. Another might decide to limit responses to family group texts after dinner, freeing evenings for reading or light exercise, and notices mood lifting within days. If negative comparisons creep in when you scroll social media, swap that habit. Turn off autoplay and replace it with one mindful scroll followed by a quick stretch. These are not big, heroic changes. They're tiny experiments that build confidence because you can complete them reliably. Integration is about consistency, not perfection. Anchor a new mindset shift to an existing habit. After your morning coffee, do the 3-line wins log. After brushing teeth, say a compassion phrase. Use cues, a sticky note on the fridge that reads, "Protect one thing today," or a calendar reminder titled "Boundary Check." Track progress in a simple way. A weekly check-in asking, "What felt different? What drained me? What will first try next?" Invite a friend to exchange short updates to build accountability. Celebrate small changes. Strength grows from repeated, manageable choices. Start with one shift this week and practice it for 7 days. Choose compassion or a boundary. Try the morning reset and notice how the small rewiring of thought changes your energy and choices. You can build momentum from tiny wins. Take one step now. Write down your first tiny, doable action and commit to it today. 3. Daily practices proven to rebuild energy and self-worth. Hormonal shifts, caregiving demands, and chronic stress often combine to sap energy and chip away at self-worth for women over 50. Fatigue can feel constant even after a full night's sleep, and confidence may wobble when bodies change or roles evolve. These are not character flaws. They are common responses to biological and lifestyle pressures. Understanding that pattern is the first step toward rebuilding both vitality and a sense of value. The solution is not a single miracle, but a set of small, evidence-based daily practices that stack up over time. Start with movement that suits your body, prioritize restorative sleep, nourish with protein and whole foods, and build brief rituals that signal to your brain you matter. Add focused breath work, short strength sessions, moments of social connection, and clear boundaries around energy-draining commitments. Together, these actions restore physical energy and send repeated messages to your mind that you deserve care. Begin mornings with gentle activation. A 2 to 10 minute mobility routine, a glass of water, and a protein-rich breakfast. Movement wakes up circulation and helps mood. Even a short, brisk walk after a meal steadies blood sugar and boosts alertness. Strength work, using body weight, resistance bands, or light weights, maintains muscle and bone strength and can be done in 15 to 25 minutes several times per week. Deep breathing for a few minutes before a stressful call reduces heart rate and calms the nervous system. Nighttime rituals are equally important. Dim lights, put screens away, and create a wind down that signals rest. Aim for consistent sleep timing. Most adults feel best with regular, uninterrupted sleep. For nourishment, focus on whole foods, balanced plates, and regular hydration. Small changes like adding a source of protein to each meal help preserve energy and satiety. Practical details make these practices stick. Break strength training into simple moves, squats, wall push-ups, and seated rows with a band, to do between chores or while coffee brews. If mornings are rushed, shift mobility to midday. A 10-minute stretch and a quick walk after lunch can resharpen the afternoon. Use timers and tiny habits, 5 deep breaths before opening email, a gratitude note before bed, and a no script ready for one request each week that drains you. Social support amplifies gains. Join a walking group, take a short class at the community center, or call a friend for a 10-minute check-in. Small wins matter. Margaret, who worked full-time and cared for aging parents, started with a daily 12-minute band routine and a weekly lunch with a friend. She reported clearer thinking and more joy within weeks, and she kept going because the practices fit her life. Integration is about realistic rhythms, not perfection. Pick 2 core practices to anchor your week, one movement habit and one restorative habit, and layer others on gradually. For example, hydrate and do mobility on waking, walk, or strength train mid-morning or mid-afternoon. Restrict screens an hour before bed and write one sentence of appreciation for yourself. Track how you feel in simple terms: more energy, fewer mood dips, more willingness to say no. Adjust based on what works. If evening workouts disrupt sleep, switch to mornings. Celebrate tiny shifts, a lighter step on the stairs, a kinder self-reflection, because they compound into both physical resilience and renewed self-worth. Try one concrete step today. Choose the simplest practice above and commit to 7 days. Start with a 10-minute walk, a short strength circuit twice this week, or a nightly 5-breath wind down. Note one positive change you feel at the end of the week, however small. Reach out to a friend to do it with you if that helps. You deserve consistent care, and these daily practices are practical, doable ways to rebuild energy and reclaim the confidence that's been waiting quietly inside you. 4. Morning and evening rituals for lasting confidence. Hormone shifts in midlife often change sleep quality and energy patterns, and that quietly chips away at daily confidence. Mornings can feel foggy, evenings restless. Small, intentional rituals act like anchors, steady, reliable, and surprisingly powerful. Begin the day by tending to basic biology. Light exposure within the first hour helps reset circadian rhythm and lift mood. Open the curtains or step outside for a few minutes. Drink water to rehydrate. Dehydration amplifies fatigue and brain fog. Spend 3 to 5 minutes on focused breathing or a simple affirmation, short, specific, and true to you, to calm cortisol and set a tone of agency. Add gentle movement. A 5 to 10 minute walk or a few mobility exercises eases stiffness and primes your brain. Finish with a quick skincare step and choose an outfit that makes you feel put together, even if the rest of the morning is rushed. Keep phones and email checks off the priority list. Scrolling first thing activates stress pathways. Instead, write one tiny goal for the day, something achievable, and one thing you're looking forward to. This creates momentum. For example, a woman who works in a community center swapped her morning inbox dive for a 5-minute stretch routine and noticed fewer midday slumps. Short habits compound. They build a sense of control that shows up as steadier confidence. Evening rituals calm the nervous system and protect sleep quality, both essential for resilient self-esteem. Dim lights in the hour before bed to encourage natural melatonin production and reduce blue light stimulation from screens. Replace one screen session with a quiet practice, light reading, gentle yoga, or a warm foot soak. A brief journaling habit, 2 things that went well, and 1 actionable note for tomorrow, closes the loop on the day and reduces nighttime rumination. Keep the bedroom cool and clutter-free. Temperature and environment influence sleep continuity. Plan the transition between day and night intentionally. Set a consistent wind-down window, even if bedtime varies slightly. Limit caffeine after mid-afternoon and moderate alcohol, which fragments sleep. If night sweats or restless nights are an issue, choose breathable bedding and moisture-wicking sleepwear. Small adjustments like a fan or a chilled water bottle can make a big difference. Combine these practices with realistic expectations. They won't erase every symptom, but they will protect your baseline energy and mood, the foundation of lasting confidence. Start with 1 morning habit and 1 evening habit for 2 weeks. Track how you feel after each week in a simple note or voice memo. Celebrate visible wins, however small. If a step feels heavy, shrink it. 1 minute of deep breathing beats 10 minutes skipped. Try it, and then invite a friend to join. Consistency builds strength, and small rituals create cumulative proof. You handled your day with intention. Take that next step now. Pick 1 ritual, commit to it for 14 days, and notice the way steadier mornings and gentler evenings change how you stand in the world. 5. Movement and self-care habits for vitality. Many women over 50 experience measurable declines in muscle mass, bone density, and balance, and regular movement plus intentional self-care are proven ways to slow or reverse those trends. Sedentary habits make daily tasks feel harder and sap energy. Short, consistent habits deliver bigger long-term payoff than occasional intense workouts. Start with the problem. Energy dips, stiffness, and a higher risk of falls or osteoporosis can make life feel smaller. The solution is practical and doable. Aim to spread movement across the day. Add 2 focused strength sessions weekly, and pair that with simple recovery rituals. The widely recommended guideline is 150 minutes of moderate aerobic activity weekly, plus muscle-strengthening exercises on 2 or more days. Treating that as a flexible target makes it realistic. Break it into daily actions. Mornings can begin with 5 to 10 minutes of mobility, gentle neck rolls, shoulder circles, hip openers, cat-cow stretches, and a standing hamstring reach. Later add short strength bursts, 3 sets of 8 to 12 bodyweight squats, wall push-ups, glute bridges, and resistance band rows will preserve muscle and support bone. Balance work is essential too. Practice a single leg stand while brushing your teeth, or take a slow tandem walk for 30 to 60 seconds. Pelvic floor contractions, Kegels performed throughout the day help bladder control and core stability. Do them discreetly during daily chores or while waiting in line. Recovery routines matter just as much as exercise. Prioritize sleep. Consistent bedtimes in a cool, dark room make recovery easier. Hydration and protein after activity aid muscle repair. A 5-minute foam roll or self-massage session for calves, quads, and upper back calms muscle tightness. Breath work, 3 to 5 deep diaphragmatic breaths before and after movement, lowers stress and improves oxygenation. Simple skin and foot care routines keep you comfortable. Supportive shoes, moisturizing feet, and checking skin for changes are small habits that prevent big problems. Make it fit your life. If a full gym session feels impossible, split movement into micro sessions. A 10-minute walk mid-morning, a strength mini-set at lunch, and a mobility sequence before bed. Real examples help. Linda, 56, replaced one evening show with a 20-minute neighborhood walk plus 2 short strength sessions each week. She reports sleeping better and having more energy for weekend gardening. Another woman, Priya, found that doing a 7-minute resistance band routine 3 times a week reduced knee pain and made stairs easier. Bring it together with a simple plan you can start today. Choose one movement habit, a 10-minute mobility routine on waking, one strength goal, 3 15 to 20-minute sessions weekly, and one recovery habit, consistent bedtime and 5 minutes of self-massage. Track small wins, minutes moved, number of strength sessions, or how stairs feel, and celebrate progress. Try this for 2 weeks, adjust as needed, and keep building. Take the first step now. Set a calendar reminder for a 5-minute mobility break tomorrow morning and commit to one short strength session this week. 6. How to integrate and see permanent life changes. The brain continues to form new connections well into later life, so real lasting change is possible, even when days feel full and energy feels low. Many women over 50 run into the same invisible obstacles: long-established routines, caregiving demands, sleep disruptions, and hormonal shifts that sap motivation. Small efforts fade when they compete with entrenched habits, but change sticks when it's built into daily structure and supported by realistic expectations. Start by choosing one keystone practice that moves the needle for you. Something simple that supports multiple goals, like a short strength routine, a 10-minute morning walk, or a protein-rich breakfast. Put that practice next to an existing habit so it's easier to remember. After you brew your morning coffee, do 2 sets of bodyweight squats. This is habit stacking in action. One client first worked with began by taking a 5-minute stretch after brushing her teeth. Within weeks, she noticed less stiffness and more energy, and then added a weekly chair yoga class without pressure. Design your environment to make the new behavior the path of least resistance. Lay out workout clothes beside the bed. Keep healthy snacks at eye level and stash those sweets where they're harder to reach. Reduce decision fatigue by pre-planning 2 evening meals for the week and batch cooking a protein-rich option to reheat. For strength and balance, aim for short, consistent sessions. 2 quality sessions per week can maintain muscle and support bone health for many women. Check with a healthcare provider to tailor intensity. Track progress in a simple way: a paper calendar, a dot on a weekly checklist, or a habit app, whatever you'll actually use. Integrate change by thinking in cycles instead of one-time fixes. Start with a 7-day trial, then review what worked and what didn't. Tweak the cue, shorten the action, or change the timing rather than abandoning the goal. Use if-then plans for setbacks. If you miss your morning walk, then do 10 minutes before dinner. Social support matters. Join a walking group, find a friend to text a daily check-in, or book a class where you'll feel accountable. Concrete rituals also help. Add a 5-minute reflection at night to note one win, even a small one. Over months, those wins compound into a new normal. Take the next step now by picking one micro-practice and scheduling it into your calendar for the next 7 days. Tell a friend or set a reminder on your phone and celebrate small wins along the way. Progress is rarely linear, but it is cumulative. And by designing your environment, stacking habits, and building simple accountability, you can create changes that last. Start small. Start steady. You've got this. You don't have to accept low energy or fading confidence as just how it is after 50. First, see how frustrating it feels, waking up tired, shrinking out of clothes you love, wondering where your spark went. The good news: small, proven daily practices can bring your vitality and confidence back. Here's the short version you can actually use today. Move a little every day, add short strength work twice a week, prioritize protein and hydration, protect your sleep, and practice a mindset shift with tiny rituals and social connection. Think of Maria, who started a 10-minute morning walk and a twice-weekly sit-to-stand routine. After 3 weeks, she had more energy and felt stronger driving herself to errands. Or Linda, who added a high-protein breakfast and noticed her cravings and mood steady within days. Start simple. Pick one micro-habit, 10 minutes of movement with your morning coffee, a protein-rich snack mid-morning, or a bedtime wind-down without screens. Tie it to something you already do. Set a phone reminder and celebrate the tiny wins. Make it social. Call a friend for a daily check-in or join a local class. Consistency beats perfection. These small steps compound into real change. If this resonated, please like and subscribe so you don't miss the next videos. Coming up first, I'll share a practical 4-week plan, short strength workouts you can do at home, quick protein-packed recipes, and a sleep reset routine. Drop a comment below telling me your biggest challenge or one small win from today. First, read every single one. Share this with a friend who needs it. You deserve to feel vibrant, confident, and fully yourself, and it's never too late to start.